What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and this is another viewer requested video, and I'd like to touch on that so you know you have the ability to comment down below any requests you have, any comparisons, any kind of videos that you truly want to see. But today's video is going to be between two of my favorite brands, Glock and Smith & Wesson. One being a Glock 27 in Gen 3. People always ask why so many Gen 3s, why do you only have two Gen 5s being a 26 MOS and a 19? Why no Gen 4s? Honestly, it has nothing to do with anything other than my Gen 3s just run. I love the Gen 3s. They're the most tested, the most carried, the most used by law enforcement. They just have an amazing track record. And when you go to these ranges and ask them for their range reports on rentals and part breakages, Gen 3s just tend to do an amazing job at not breaking, even with ridiculous amounts of rounds and a lot of crap thrown through them. So that is why Gen 3, Gen 4s are great, Gen 5s are awesome. You know, they're all great handguns. They're just Glocks, right? So nothing against Gen 4s. I plan on getting one here soon. And then we're also going to be comparing it to the Smith & Wesson M&P 40 Shield Performance Center. We're only comparing it in this video because it's another option out there. They don't make it anymore, but you can find them used. I found mine used for $300. And there was not even any wear on the barrel or the slide. I've put all the wear on it, and I just love this thing. And it offers a lot in a thin, shootable package. And like I said, I bought it used for $300. We're also going to compare it to my work carry, but normally I have it in 357 SIG because when you have 40s, you can convert it to 357 SIG and 9mm, allowing all these handguns to potentially be 3 different calibers based off your conversion barrels, and with 9mm, obviously changing out your ejector. But they are very versatile when you buy a 40. They don't want to tell you that anymore, but if you buy a 40, it's extremely versatile, right? You can still get that 9mm if needed, right? Anyways, this is normally a 357 SIG, but for the sake of the video, I put that 40 barrel back in it, and I've shot it in 40 a lot. I kept it in 40 before converting it over, a little while back. But check out the 357 SIG option as well. I have videos up on my channel. It is an awesome, awesome self-defense setup, even though it might be a little limited in capacity, right? We'll start off with Glock 27. It's clear, no rounds anywhere near me, and we're good to go. Now, obviously, this isn't my most carried 27. My most carried 27 is the one that has all the silver accents to it. That's where this magazine comes from. I couldn't find one of my flush mags, and I was in a hurry to do this video, so I went and grabbed that out of it. But it'll represent a flush mag. It just sticks out a little bit longer. Anyways, a 9+1 setup of 40 with very minimal features, right? No rail. You have no texturing on this handgun. No memory pads. It comes with polymer crappy sights, right? And I'm going to tell you the only things I've done to this are simply that, right? Give it some texturing, give it some memory pads, give it some nice metal sights, right? Because it does not have any of that stuff. No light on there though, because I'm never out at night. When I'm out at night, I carry a pistol that does have a light on it. I usually just carry a handheld though. And it does have the baby shark or the daddy shark backplate on it, because this thing truly is like a shark, because it's got a lot of bite, especially for how small it is. No forward serrations. It's just a Glock. It's just a Glock that's runs, it's proven, it's tested, it's reliable. It's just an awesome shooting handgun in 40. Now, a lot of people don't like, you can't get that pinky on there. Well, that's where a subcompact really shines. You have that pinky extension, that's a +1, so you can get a 10+1 setup and hold it like this. You also have the Glock 23 mags, the Glock 22 mags, and up. So you can get a 20+ round magazine for this handgun. Use it for your home defense, right? With your TLR6 or your nightstick as a light. Then when you go carry, you can carry it like this or with that pinky extension. Very versatile. And there's not a single person in the world that can tell me 9+1 is not enough for a self-defense encounter of 40. They just can't, right? Carry a backup mag, 9+1 is good to go at 40 in my mind. They can say otherwise, but to me, this is a beast of a package, very small. Now, it is in 40, and it is small. So all these handguns take a little bit more training and getting used to if you're used to a 9, but it's definitely manageable, and people just trust 40. Just is what it is. Next up, and they also say 40s are a dying caliber. Well, if whatever I have in 40, they make a conversion barrel for it, so you can literally turn it to 3 calibers. 9, you can never make that slide hole for a larger bore, barrel, right? Anyways, M&P 40 Shield, show that that's clear as well. This is the 1.0, so it didn't have good texturing. It also lacks a rail. But I put some $20 grips on there, just like I did with that, and it's good. What I like about the safety on this one is if you do pocket carry it, you do have the option for the safety, but it's very stiff. You're not going to accidentally engage it. No forward serrations. Who cares? I never use them anyways. Great rear serrations, you know, the little shark gills or whatever they call fish gills. And then the last one always sticks out a little more, just in case you slip through all that, which probably won't happen. Obviously, awesome fiber optic sights that are metal right out of the box. Like I said, I got mine used for $300. You can probably find them used for $250 to $350. You might find a new one here and there, but I doubt it. But the 2.0s are still available in Performance Center. I've been hearing of people getting those for $350, $400. So that's a heck of a deal, considering the 27 is going to run you $500 to $515. And this is going to run you, you know, like I said, $350 to $450, somewhere in there for the Performance Center of the 2.0. And the 2.0 is a little bit better, in my opinion, especially with the texturing. But all I did was add a base plate with a Mag Guts kit, making this a 7+1 setup of 40. Now, this one is a Performance Center, so it's poured in. You know, you can look at it two ways. Yes, it lowers recoil, so maybe more accuracy, faster follow-up shots, better shot placement, but at the same time, you can look at it as losing a little bit of velocity, and out of such a short barrel, that could be a problem, but that's why I love 40. That's why I love 357 SIG. That's where that round shines, is with shorter barrels, you still get more foot-pound energy and velocities, and it's going to be your best chance, in my opinion. Now, capacity restricted, yes, it's 7+1, 8 rounds, but if you're training, if you put your trust in your handgun, make sure it's reliable, and you have 8 rounds of 40, you should be able to get out of your situation. It just is what it is. It's a great handgun. Never give me an issue, never a malfunction, never a single problem. Now, obviously, the other shield is the exact same size, so we can do a size comparison. 9+1 on the left versus 7+1 on the right. Obviously, it's longer in the shield, but the shield is much thinner, much less printing, much easier to pocket carry, much lighter. Now, what's interesting is with those ports, it does help with recoil a good amount. So this is actually a very manageable self-defense handgun right here, and you're still getting that 40 and that larger wound channel, right? It's an absolute beast of a setup. Now we'll get into the other one, because this is my work carry, but normally in 357 SIG. But I feel the same way about 40. This is perfect right here. The M&P Shield in 40 2.0 is a great deal, because no one buys 40. It was $300, brand new. This is my work carry, this exact setup. I use a hoe grip, even though the texturing's perfect on there. I do like a little bit wider of a handgun. So this setup right here is just perfect. I added a Mag Guts kit, as you can see, the gold on it, and then I put this NDZ base plate on it. It really locks your fingers onto this handgun, 3-finger contact, less recoil with that Hogue, and I actually prefer this setup recoil-wise, because I'm still getting the power without the ports, but I have the Hogue grip to help manage some recoil, and I have this little base plate to lock my fingers in there for good solid control of that handgun and still getting that velocity. Now, finish is unbelievable for pocket carry. It's a great finish, way better than the 1.0. I will say though, the Glock 27 has an equally, if not better, finish. Glocks just have an unreal finish. Smith & Wesson tends to show a lot of the wear in the barrel versus the slide. This is just an awesome platform with a great finish. I did swap out for night sights though. I do recommend having night sights on your carry gun. Do you necessarily need them? No, but are they nice? 100%, and I definitely recommend it. This trigger, like I said, both are clear, versus this trigger, you're going to see some differences, and then I'll end the video, right? Glock, it's a Glock trigger. It's a Gen 3 trigger. It's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. I don't mind Glock triggers. It's just a working man's firearm that you can trust your life with, right? It's just a reliable handgun. That's a Glock. Great shootable trigger. Now here's the 2.0, right? Shorter, crisp, and clean. Reset a little bit longer, but a decent reset overall, right? And that is a hand trigger. Now the Performance Center just has a beast of a trigger. So crisp, so clean, and light. Now for pocket carry, if I was pocket carrying the Performance Center, would I use the safety? No. I would just use a Vetter pocket locker holster that goes for my shield, because that's exactly what I carry in now. The trigger being a little bit lighter, you want to make sure you're safe if you are pocket carrying it and being active. I'm a new construction plumber. That's why I use a full Kydex pocket holster. I buy the right pants in order to fit this in there from Carhartt, and it works out absolutely great. These are all great options that you can get in 40 while still being able to make it into a 9, a 357 SIG, whatever the case may be. Now, recoil. The Glock 27 handles recoil the best out of all of them, but I shoot them all basically the same, right? This is a little bit more snappy, but I shoot it just fine, just as good. And then this is a little less snappy than this, a little more snappy than the 27, but a good even middle ground. I like them all. I would have no problem with anybody carrying any of them. If I only had one handgun to carry the rest of my life, throw me all three of them, or one of the three. Doesn't matter. All three I really like. So doesn't matter to me. Capacity, whatever the case may be, I carry a backup mag. I'm smart about where I go, smart about what I do. Hopefully I'll never have to use it. Thanks for watching.